I'm going to let everybody know first that we are a family-friendly channel. This is my second time doing it because she told me not to cuss, and I cussed on the first take. So, this video, we're going to put all of that stuff back in here because we took it out to go to the track. And we're going to talk about what we learned at the track and what we're going to do to go faster. So, so what all did we take out? That's the passenger seat. That's the rear seat. This is the trunk thing. Which, let me tell you, that serves a real purpose. Yeah, we'll talk about that here in a second. We also took these out. And these are the floor mats. And for those of you who don't realize, might not be much. Every ounce counts. Especially when you're as big as me. These seats, decently heavy. A bit more of a pain in the butt to get out than I was expecting.
Well, yeah, because the back of the seats are connected together for some stupid reason.
Like, this stuff was all Velcroed in, and it wasn't like that in the V6, which, yeah, I don't know.
Dodge got fancy.
Dodge did get fancy. But, what is something that we learned immediately after taking all this stuff out? We learned immediately.
Loud.
It is ignorantly loud. Yeah. Loud. Like, it was literally... I could hear the back of my head rattling. So you hit the highway and as you're accelerating, if you watch the C8 video, the C8 video, I know everybody's loving that right now. But if you watch that video, you can see how loud it was. Keep in mind, my windows were up. It was deafening. Like, we literally were talking about it on the way home, and I was like, this is the only car I've ever owned where I've contemplated if I need earplugs. Which brings me to another point. See that right there? That's seat delete. This seat delete, excuse me, pardon me, wood. This seat delete, made out of metal. This seat delete also got holes to that thing. This ain't blocking no sound. It's sexy, don't get me wrong. Thank you again, my boy Mike from MFR. It's gorgeous. It's a great color. But it ain't gonna help out with the hearing impaired. And it ain't going back in the car. It does weigh more than the seats, which is a little annoying. So, we might need to talk about some composite or some carbon fibre.
Maybe.
And some Dynomat, because, yeah.
Dynomat's heavy, though.
Dynomat might be heavy, but Dynomat's going to save my ears.
Or we should buy earplugs.
Or we just suck it up and be a man. All right, anyway, let's put this stuff...
A quarter of your hearing anyway. It's true.
But you know why? I did it for that thing.
Yep.
Woo! America. All right, so we're going to put the stuff back in here, and we're going to get a workout, and we're going to continue talking. And we need to clean up wood because, well...
It's not snowing anymore.
There was 7 inches of snow the other day. A week ago. A week ago it was -2.
Yep.
Today, 82.
Yep.
Yeah. She's in there putting the rear seat in. We're going to talk about the trunk real quick. So, we took out some weight.
Hi.
Hello!
Hello.
What we didn't take out was this thing, and it was heavy. It is. It absolutely is. It's got some weight to it. The reason why, got more bolts. It's connected to this thing, which, by the way, can anybody tell me, does this just inflate or does it put slime in your tire too? I don't want slime. I'm sure that's probably what all this means. I'm slightly retarded if you guys haven't figured that out yet. But we didn't take that thing out, so that kept a little bit of weight in the car. Without that thing is real loud. Like, I've had sound systems before. I've had like kicker systems and this, that, and the other. But that thing, oh my God. Now, here's the problem. While I love bass, and I do love bass because I've been saying I want a sound system in how much stuff? Pretty much every vehicle, right?
Yep.
This rattles the bejesus out of this. And I hate being that guy sitting there right. I hate that. I don't want to be that guy. So, we're going to start leaving the trunk liner in here. Now, what did we learn at the track this time? Boys, sometimes it pays to have a midget.
I'm not a midget.
You're not a midget.
No, legally, I'm not a midget. I'm 5'4".
Whatever, you can see eye level with Brad Williams. Okay, first and foremost, everything is back in the car. She's whole again. It's going to be loud. She's happy. But in our whole predicament right now, this toolbox, lovely toolbox. Somebody got it for her for Christmas. She's all right. Toolbox is badass though. Now every time we go to a hardware store, we find tools, and we've gone a little ham. But show them what kind of crazy little tool you found, because everybody knows,
I love them.
Mechanics especially know that you always need the little tools getting a little hard to reach spaces.
Yeah, especially when you know somebody like me.
Yeah. So what'd you find?
They're little like socket thingies, but you can pummel.
They're hand ratchets.
Whatever you want to call them, I don't care.
Little socket thingies. But hand ratchets, they do work. They come in extremely handy. So,
AKA just now.
Just now, exactly. Putting the seat back in. So let me ask you from a spectator point of view about the track. What do you think we can improve on?
I think you need to not do burnouts in the water box.
So I don't need to listen to the lineman.
Yeah.
Okay, what else?
I think we just need to get out of the hole. You need a stall.
She said it. She said it.
The cam's great. I love it. But
the cam is great. It's fun.
It's too much for what we're trying to do at the moment. So,
Okay, so what did we learn from the last track day? It's obviously the next day. We learned a couple of fundamental values of drag racing. One, I personally thought the DEA affected boosted cars more. It's not true. Me and Kyle Tingle were really watching the DA all day long, and I kind of took it as his hint to watch it more. I mean, the guy's got a world record holding 5.7 RAM, and he made a comment that as the day progressed, it got a little bit warmer than what was originally forecasted, which it did. It ended up over 70 degrees that day when I think the high was supposed to be like 57. And in that, I started taking notice of it. I was using the TRC app. For those of you who don't use the TRC app, you're doing yourself an injustice, especially if you race. School zone. Nice. But I started taking more of a notice of that, and before every single run, I started recording in the DA. And if I wasn't hot lapping, the DA would increase dramatically, and I'm talking 200 or 300. Now, that doesn't seem like a big deal to a lot of people. It is. It's actually a massive deal. Every 300 increment increase in the DA, I would see slower times. I think the slowest we ran, now keep in mind this could be launching, this could be the water box burnouts I was doing thanks to the linemen. But either way, with all of that, the highest we ran that whole day was a 749, which is booty. The lowest we actually ran a 736.4 at 96, which I'm not mad at. That's good mile an hour. It's a decent ET. And what we learned is the DA affects naturally aspirated cars just as much, if not more, than booster cars, which is kind of a downfall of Texas. And what I mean by that is it gets hot here. The tracks are open during the summer. If you don't have a way to keep everything nice and cool, you're going to run some slow times. But it's okay because everybody else is on the same playing field unless they're cooling gurus. I'm not. Other thing we learned. I keep bringing the lineman up. I brought him up a lot in the last video. If you watch the videos, he was telling me to burn out, and we weren't out of the water box yet. I'm running an ET Street R, and it's a 17, so it's a fairly small tire. And with that being said, if there's any wet spots on it, I don't hook correctly, I don't get out of the hole correctly. I already kind of struggle getting out of the hole, which leads me to my next point. Stall. We're going to be working with Kyle, who, ironically enough, is a distributor for Paramount Performance. Bill Schur, the guy who built the transmission, that outstanding transmission on the V6. We will be doing an upgrade. I don't know if I can talk about the product yet, but we will be doing a pretty massive upgrade to the stall converter. One of the big things with this car is as you sit here, it jerks back and forth because the cam's pretty big. If we can increase, or if we can get a better stall in here, better bushings, better flywheel, things like that, I'll be able to get out of the hole faster. And as everybody knows, that is where the race starts. I mean, if you can get out of the hole faster, hey, that's the best. Plus, we'll stop this surging, which is a little annoying. So, there it is, guys. The last track day was, I see it as a success. We had fun. I got out of the house. We weren't dying of snowfall. And got a bunch of runs in. I'm keeping all of my time slips. We did some learning, and you know what? That's what Test and Tune is about. Mission accomplished. And all we're going to do from here is get faster. Now, next events. I do want to see the flashlight shootout. Weather ain't looking too promising for that. We will see. I know there's also a Test and Tune potentially at Texas Motorplex Sunday. Which, I mean, I would love to go get some more quarter-mile times in. Now that I kind of know what I'm doing. So, I'll keep you guys in the loop. Hit me up over Instagram if you got any questions. If you want to just chat. If you got an idea for a video, let me know. Otherwise, guys, like, share, subscribe, all that craziness. I appreciate each and every one of you. Stay savage.